Lately, I found myself reading discussions on Reddit about how modern MMOs increasingly fail to deliver to the players. As a man of science myself, I decided to rewind the clock and explore where it all began, and try out the original EverQuest. The legendary father of MMORPGs that started it all. Released in 1999, it provided open worlds, group play, bosses, player economies, many things the big titles from the 2000s until today adapted have their origin in EverQuest. And let me tell you, from today's perspective, it was really rough to play EverQuest. The controls felt like trying to drive a car with square wheels. I really wanted to love it, but after an hour of stumbling around like a tourist in a fantasy world, I knew I had to retreat from this one. So I switched to EverQuest II, the crown prince and the heir to the empire left behind by its predecessor. Released in 2004, almost at the same time as World of Warcraft, in hindsight that was a very bold move, things clicked a little bit more with this one compared to EverQuest I. EverQuest II immediately feels different from modern MMOs, even though it was released at the same time as World of Warcraft. This is probably because it adapted many of the mechanics from EverQuest I, which were really old school. The world isn't just there for you to blitz through, it's textured, layered, and almost theatrical. Every zone has this deep, mysterious aura. It's like stepping into a gritty Dungeons and Dragons campaign that has been running for 20 years straight. It even features straight impossible fantasy names like Pelandra Gsatul. I don't know how to pronounce it. And this is the case for basically almost any NPC in this area. But to be fair, this consistency in naming and lore immerses you to the game world. Now let's get to the gameplay. Quests are designed pretty straightforward, collect this, kill that, so your basic MMO stuff. Combat is definitely slower than what most modern players are used to, but again, that is part of the charm. It is tactical, it is group based, you're actually playing your role. It emphasizes this journey of your hero instead of simulating pure power play. You feel like having to constantly ask the dungeon master which objects to interact in your surroundings, if you can do this or that action, etc. So you basically feel like sitting at the table of a tabletop RPG. EverQuest II also doesn't really hold your hand, and that's something I've really come to appreciate in games, but in EverQuest it was a little overwhelming. It respects your time by not wasting it, but also by not doing everything for you. You learn the game the hard way. You run around, you talk to players, you check your journal, or you just get lost and stumble around like a caveman trying to light a fire. And that's part of the fun, but also what makes it hard to get into the game as a new player. EverQuest II is not a streamlined, modern MMO experience. It's not fast food. This is a slow-cooked stew. And I think when it hits different. To be honest, I could not manage to stick to the game too long due to its slow pacing in combat. Given the numbers of servers for EverQuest II, it doesn't seem like a dead game. However, when compared to EverQuest I's player counts and server numbers, EverQuest II might actually be the less played of these two. So what do I think about EverQuest and EverQuest II? I think EverQuest is not for everyone, and I think that applies to EverQuest I and II. But if you're looking for an MMO that feels closer to pen and paper than pixel perfect polish, this game might surprise you. It's clunky, it's deep, it's weird, and it's kind of beautiful. And if you're a huge fan of hand-to-hand combat with the UI of a game, I would even recommend EverQuest I. Thanks for watching.